After what we went through in this first part, how millions of people go walking, cutting hundreds of kilometers for Hussein, and making money leaving everything behind. We knew that Hussein passed by something terrible, that he sacrificed himself and gave everything to save people. Al-Hussein bin Ali bin Abi Talib. His mother, Fatima bint Muhammad, Prophet of the Muslims. Killed too ugly dead by the nation of the Prophet's grandfather, who was recommending them and saying this to my son, I command you good. The events began when Mu'awiyah ibn Abi Sufyan chose the Levant, Syria currently to be the seat of his kingdom. To break the prevailing system at the time is that the people choose a leader named him, the Caliph. At the same time, the legitimate Caliph was Ali ibn Abi Talib. Change in the prevailing system is that the Caliph in his rule is distributed equally among the people, so that he takes like their share, but in the kingdom it is different. For this reason, and for other religious and political reasons, there was a great war between Ali and Mu'awiyah, in order to return things as they were. Without result, and ended with a truce. Mu'awiyah masterminded and assassinated Ali. Ali was killed praying at the Kufa Mosque in Iraq. After the killing of Caliph Ali, people chose his son Al-Hassan, Hussein's eldest brother, to be a leader and a legitimate caliph. This choice ignited Mu'awiyah's wrath and declared war. Hassan did not want more blood, and his father recommended him good for the poor and orphans. At the same time, he cannot prevent people from defending themselves and claiming their rights. He had a wise opinion. It is to recognize the rule of Mu'awiyah, but on condition that his kingdom ends when he died, and that does not recommend to the king of his sons or relatives. Mu'awiyah accepted this treaty, and therefore saw the opinion holders. Hassan's wisdom is not a temporary solution that addresses the question of his time. Rather, it is the foundation of a legal basis in which we operate today. It is the principle of interim or transitional governments, which comes after political turmoil in a particular country. After the conclusion of the treaty, Hassan and his brother Hussein and their relatives left for Medina, where their prophet's grandfather was buried. There, after a short period of time, Mu'awiyah plotted to assassinate Hassan, and Hassan died poisoned. Damascus, May, 680 AD. Mu'awiyah bin Abi Sufyan on his deathbed. He recommended to his son Yazid to be king after him. He said to him, I left you a strong army and humiliated your odds. Only Hussein bin Ali will not recognize you as king. Muawiyah was meant to increase Yazid by not doing bad things publicly, but secretly, as he did with Hussein bin Ali. The kingdom of the Umayyads included Arabia, the land, Iraq, Khorasan, present-day Iran, Armenia, Anatolia, Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, Palestine, Sinai, Egypt, Libya, and Tunisia, Medina. The 5th day of May in 680 AD. Hussein went out to Mecca, accompanied by his family, his brother Hassan's family and some of his relatives. The date of his departure to Mecca was consistent with the death of Muawiyah, 5th of May 680. Perhaps Muawiyah is not dead yet, however, the news is long delayed weeks to reach distant places. What we want to say here is that Hussein has not yet heard of Muawiyah's death, and that he recommended to his son Yazid to be king, in breach of the agreement he concluded with al-Hassan and his lack of custody of anyone after him. But there were months of holy worship of Muslims, the month of Shaban and Ramadan, and then the month of Hajj. He went to worship only with his family and not to turn it over to the ruler. A few days later, the news of the death, the Muawiyah, and the inauguration of Yazid became king. So people flocked to the place where Hussein lived, in his old father's house next to the Kaaba, demanding Hussein to end the rule of Yazid. After less than 2 months, Yazid's order came to the Prince of Mecca by taking recognition from the people to make him more king. If Hussein refuses to confess to Yazid, kill him even if he is next to the Kaaba. In violation of his father's will not to kill Hussein in public. It was all with the advice of his secretary Sargon. Hussein had only 2 options. First, staying in Mecca, refuses to confess to increases. Second, he responds to people and equips an army and goes to fight Yazid. Hussein ruled out both options, and he had a third opinion: to go out without an army and begin a peaceful campaign of reforms and the establishment of a popular base to repair what has corrupted the government.